Hello friends, and welcome to Miss Debbie's STEM lesson. Today we're going to be doing a lesson on stars and constellations. But before we get started, let's say our hello song. Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello, 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 hello? Can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello. Can you stomp your feet? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, everybody. Miss Debbie misses you all so much. I can't wait to see your faces again in person. But for now, we're going to continue with our STEM lessons online and see how much we can learn today about stars and constellations. Have you ever had the chance to look up in the night sky and see stars? Well, if you haven't, Miss Debbie has a picture for you to show you what the night sky looks like when you can see the stars. Here's a picture that I printed up online just to give you an idea of a night sky full of stars. Now, Miss Debbie often wonders what it would be like to be able to just reach up in the sky and pull down a star. They look like you could put your hands up there and pull them down just like so. But it's not that easy. Stars are so far away from us that it would take 100,000 years to fly to the closest star. One of the closest stars to Earth is the sun. That's right, I said the sun. The sun is a star. Now the sun is round, just like the stars are, but it's much closer, so we can see it in its circle form. Now the sun is very hot and very close to Earth. When we look up at the night sky, we see so many lights sparkling in the sky, and it's such a beautiful sight. All of the stars pretty much look the same, but guess what? They're not. There are different sizes and different colors, and all of the stars are different temperatures too. Miss Debbie always thought the stars were white. White stars lighting up the sky. But in fact, there are blue stars, yellow stars, and red stars. And stars are not even the shape of a star. They look like a star in the night sky because they're so bright, they sparkle, and they send off light and heat. In fact, stars are the shape of circles. They are gases and dust that are constantly moving around in the sky, in a circle shape, moving and moving and moving, constantly moving. And they're generating heat. They're getting so hot that they send off heat and light into the night sky. Now, Miss Debbie has a fun experiment to show you what gases might look like in the sky forming a star. Now, in this water bottle, Miss Debbie has filled it halfway up with water and red food coloring, and I added some cooking oil onto the top. Now, as you can see, there are two different things, and a star is formed of two different gases. And when it's up in the sky far away, it's mixing dust along with the gases and swirling around in a circle, getting hotter and hotter and shining in the night sky. So that would be a fun way to show you how the gases mix together to form a star. So now that we know what a star is, let's move on to constellations. Constellations are a group of stars in the sky. There's so many stars in the sky that astronomers That's people that like to study the sky and the planets and astronomy. It makes it easier for them to map out the night sky. So for many, many years, people have been naming stars and groups of stars and calling them constellations. So when you look up at the night sky and you see many, many stars, you can draw imaginary lines with your eyes and see what shapes the stars can make. There are some famous constellations in the sky, and one of them is called the Big Dipper. A dipper is like a spoon that people would dip into soup and drink some soup. So they think that these stars together, when you make an imaginary line to connect them, look like a Big Dipper. There's another one that's called Orion. There's the Little Dipper. And there's another one called Cassiopeia. Now we are going to try to engineer our own constellations with some fun activities. Miss Debbie has sent you printables that you can print up, or you can just look at them on your computer. And all you need is a piece of paper. You can have a white piece of paper or a colored piece of paper. And what Miss Debbie did on this piece of paper was I colored some stars of my own to make a shape, and I connected them with imaginary lines. I copied the Big Dipper here, but you could make up your own constellation. You don't have to copy the ones that I sent. Another fun thing to do is if you have some stickers or star stickers at home, you can make some stars on a piece of paper and pretend it's the night sky and connect those stars with the imaginary lines and make a constellation. Miss Debbie used chalk on this one, but if you have a white crayon, that would work well too. Now the other fun thing that we could do is to make some 3D constellations. You could use pipe cleaners. This is Cassiopeia. You could use some pipe cleaners, and if you have beads, see Miss Debbie tried to make it the same shape with my pipe cleaner. If you have some beads, you could add them on and pretend that they're the stars. Or Miss Debbie has some dry macaroni here. You could slip on some macaroni. This is great for fine motor skills. And you could use the little pieces of macaroni as the stars. Another fun way to make a 3D constellation would be to use some marshmallows. Miss Debbie has some marshmallows right here. And some toothpicks. And I started my own constellation here. Another. With some marshmallows and some toothpicks. And I designed a constellation of my own. If you don't have any toothpicks and you have marshmallows, you could use some pretzel sticks. And use the pretzel sticks to connect the stars together. Also, you could use Q-tips if you'd like, and just put them together, and the little tip at the end could resemble a star. And another thing that you could use is fruit gummies or fruit snacks. And you could use pretzels or toothpicks, anything like that, to engineer your own constellation. Another fun craft idea before we leave is to make your own little stargazer that can make its own constellation. All you need is a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. Or again, if you don't have either of these, you can use a piece of paper and roll it up and tape it together to make a shape like this. Once you have this, you can either leave it blank or you can cover it up with a piece of paper and tape it together like so. Then at the very end, you are going to either cover the end with a piece of black paper or any color paper, it doesn't have to be black, and wrap an elastic around to hold it on. Or if you have a piece of tin foil, this works a little bit easier. You could take the tin foil and put it on the top like this and put an elastic around the tin foil to hold it in place. And then what you're going to do is make your own constellation by using a sharp pencil or a pen or any other tool that you have that will make tiny little holes. And do this with the supervision of an adult. I don't want you to get hurt. But you're going to gently push. If you push too hard, the whole pencil or pen or anything that you're using is going to go right through and make a super duper big hole. You don't want the holes to be too big. So gently push down, just like Miss Debbie's doing. And you can see there's little holes there. Once you've put in as many as you'd like, then what you're going to need is a flashlight. Miss Debbie has a flashlight here. And you're going to need something for your constellation to land on. So you could use a wall or the floor, or you can simply use a piece of paper. Miss Debbie's going to demonstrate her constellation using a piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is turn on my flashlight, put it at the very end of my stargazer that I've made, and then I'm going to let my constellation land on the piece of paper. Isn't that fun? And you could do it over and over again with different designs on either a piece of paper or tin foil like this, and see how many different constellations that you can make. The other activity that Miss Debbie has included in the email is a math activity. And this is called Roll the Die and Color in a Star with the matching number. So you're going to roll the die and count the number that you've landed on and match it up with the number of the star and color it in. If you don't have a die, what you could do is just write the numbers 1 through 6 on a piece of paper and cut out those pieces and put it in a cup and pull out the numbers and see what you get. Match them up with the numbers on your paper and color them in as you pull out the numbers. A great book that I'd love to share with you that you could read online is called How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. And it's about a little boy whose dream is to reach up into the sky and catch a star of his very own. Well, I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. And I hope you get a chance, now that the weather is getting a little bit warmer, to go outside and look at the night sky and stargaze and find some constellations of your own. So before we go, I'd love to say our goodbye song. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye, goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye, goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Until I see you again next week, stay happy and healthy. Bye.